Hey guys, this is TechBoost and welcome back to the channel. Recently I installed the Corsair LL140 RGB fans. I think the manual that comes with them is short and quite a puzzle. So here is a complete installation guide. Let's start off with the contents of the box. There are two RGB fans, a Corsair RGB fan hub, the Corsair Lightning Node Pro, a mini USB cable to a 9-pin connector, one RGB LED cable, 8 mounting screws and the confusing user manual. This is the Corsair RGB fan hub. We're going to connect this with the Lightning Node Pro and it's powered through a SATA cable. This is the Lightning Node Pro. This is connected with the RGB LED cable to the fan hub. This mini USB connection is for the mini USB cable that will connect the Node Pro with your motherboard. This one is also powered through a SATA cable. This is the RGB LED cable that connects the Node Pro with the fan hub. And finally there is the mini USB to a 9-pin connector cable that connects the Node Pro with your motherboard. For the installation we begin with the fan hub. We don't need the SATA cable until we are connecting it in the computer case. Take the RGB LED cable and connect it to the fan hub. After that we grab the Lightning Node Pro and connect it with the RGB LED cable in the LED 1 port. And I say it again, we don't need the SATA cable until we are connecting it in the computer case. And the last separate cable is the mini USB cable, connected with the Lightning Node Pro. At the other end is the 9-pin connector. Once in the case, we will connect it with the motherboard. Both of the RGB fans have two cables. One labeled cable that goes into the fan hub and one cable that goes to your motherboard. Make sure to connect them with consecutive connections. In this case, connection 1 and connection 2. So here is the total picture. The RGB fans are connected to the RGB fan hub by the labeled cables. Then there are two other cables that will be connected to the motherboard. The RGB fan hub will be powered through a SATA cable. The RGB fan hub is connected with the RGB LED cable to the Lightning Node Pro, and the Lightning Node Pro will be connected to the motherboard by the mini USB cable and will also be powered with a SATA cable. So let's install everything in the computer case, starting with the RGB fans. Mount both of the RGB fans and throw the cables to the back of the computer case. And these are the connections for the RGB fans. And the Lightning Node Pro's mini USB cable needs a USB 2.0 connector. At the back of the computer case we place the Lightning Node Pro with included double-sided tape. After that, take the SATA connector and connect it to a SATA cable from your power supply. The next thing we're gonna do is place in the RGB fan hub, also with included double-sided tape. Same story with the SATA cable. The next step is to connect the Lightning Node Pro with the RGB fan hub. For this connection we will use the RGB LED cable. And the final step is to connect the RGB fans with the RGB fan hub. Make sure you have the labeled cables that say to RGB hub. Now turn on your PC and you are ready to go. Don't forget to download the software from Corsair to customize the colors and more. I hope you all enjoyed the installation guide. Let me know what you all want to see more on the channel. If you want to see more or you are new here, consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you all for watching guys. Have a nice day.